All right, folks. Let's do this. Um, I am going to just so that people know. Here, let's unplug this for a minute. Um, these are messages that I got from Dirty Mike today. So it actually started last night. I was about to do this on Hippie's channel, but they're just way too busy over there to be talking about this. So right after being on the Hippie show, I get a message from Dirty Mike. I guess you're on Hippie's side. And I waited for a while. It was 4 o'clock this afternoon when I finally answered him. And this is what I said, and just so that people can see, you know, this is what I wrote. It's not that I'm on any side except mine. I'm not here for drama and gossip. I'm here to get my story out there and to show how corrupt this country is. If I wanted drama, I would have stayed with my wife. I like you as a person, but you have to get your temper in check, and wishing death on anyone that has been there supporting your cause is not very good, especially when you do it on a live stream. I will check in every once in a while, but as for now, I am staying away and hope that you can get things worked out. As for me putting you in a Facebook group, was not the only one on YouTube and won't stop just because you don't like them. And to say that you will ban people from your channel because they mention their name is really childish. I had a lot of respect, but right now, not so much. I will always be here. They're talking, and this is from Mike. They're talking about something old and in the past that I made an apology for months ago, yet they can't get it over it, and it has nothing to do with them, but have to put their 2 cents in. Also, you were seen giving me the finger while you were on his panel, so obviously you're against me. And this is what I wrote back to him. Dude, I give everyone the finger. And yes, I have a lot of things that you say also, but no one says anything about that. I do have a big problem with people doxing people, though. And you saying you were going to do that to any fan was uncalled for. If there's that much resentment in you, then maybe we should just go separate ways. But don't think for one moment that I would turn my back on you. I just don't like that kind of shit. Doxing people can be really dangerous. So basically, I wrote back, but I hope you die, Sarah, is acceptable. Dude, please, she died your thing and let me do mine. I won't bother you, and please don't bother me. When you realize what you did and want to talk to me, I'm here. He writes back, the Sarah thing is in the past, and I have a video apology that people that don't even know her can't get over. Leave the past in the past. You can't move on from something if people keep bringing it up. And I wrote, this can be the consequences of you talking before thinking. Doing something, then ask for forgiveness is what a cop does. If thinking before speaking is just common sense and what people expect. Threatening to dox people who were there for you, threatening to block people for free speech just because you don't like it doesn't make it lawless. He goes, I have every right to say what I don't want to be talked about on my channel, and it would be like me telling you to stop talking about your rights on your channel. No one can tell anyone what they can do with their channel. Dude, be you, but leave me out. What gives anyone the right to tell someone what he can and cannot laugh my motherfucking ass off? Grow up, man. Never got a message back. I got the same message from him 1 a.m. last night. Really? Ash on hippies, and sorry you left, but hard to hear you. That's okay, any fan. it's probably better that I do it this way anyway, so that everybody can hear me. I don't know what it is, but every time I go onto a StreamYard, it seems like everybody can hear me fine. The recording's fine. So I just can't use StreamYard until I get my computer fixed. I'm to the point where I'm about to throw the fucking thing out the window. You know, almost $1,000 computer sitting here, and it keeps fucking up every time I use it. So, but as for the dirty mic thing, now I was sitting wrong to me whatsoever. The guys helped me out more than anything. You know, I got mad respect for any fan, straight up mad respect, and I would do anything. I'd bend over backwards for the guy. Okay, and the same with Hippie. Hippie Auditor, you know, I love you, brother. You're nothing but the number one in my books. I used to think that way about Mike. But when you start saying shit like that, about wishing that people would just dying. Hey, slow burner, how you doing, brother? And I don't care if they're old, young, whatever. You do not wish death on anybody, especially when they've been out there and fucking supporting you from the beginning when they come on to YouTube. They came to your channel, they respected you, and they did everything right. And then because you got into a bitchy mood one night, you decide to take it out on whoever the fuck decides to piss you off at that moment. And that, Sheem, try shutting your camera off. You're choppy. Oh, sorry, brother. That's just my laptop. There's not much I can do about it. I really don't know what to tell anybody. I guess I'm going to have to start just recording everything and then just uploading it that way until I can get some kind of work done on my computer. Unfortunately, I can't afford shit like that. You all know what I make. And I'm going to throw this out here right now. And I did this on Myron's already channel today. Before anybody decides to dox me, my name's the Ashamed Canadian. My real name is Michael Laybolt, Laybolt. I live in St. John, New Brunswick, Canada. And if you want the exact address, it's 124 Mecklenburg Street. There, I just doxed myself. So Dirty Mike, fuck you. You can't dox me now, okay? I don't give a fuck who knows where I live or anything, okay? If you got the balls to come down here and do something about it, then by all means come down. If not, shut your fucking mouth and don't let me hear you say anything bad about me, motherfucker, because I've been nothing but fucking nice to you the whole fucking time I've been on your channel, okay? And then you want to fucking start shit and everything. You want to fucking go around saying shit like that about the fucking stream? Fuck you, okay? Yeah, there you go, Mike. Fuck you. Okay? Hey, Stevie Mal. How are you, brother? I've been trying to actually get a hold of you. If you could, my email address right here for you. So this is my email, Stevie. If you could send me an email or something, I really need to contact you on a few things. Maybe you might be able to help me out. Maybe you won't. I don't know. But I remember you mentioning a few things in the past. So anyways, now back to Dirty Mike. You know, I've been on his channel for almost a year or months, 9 months, something like that. Please wait one. There we go. So I've been on Dirty Mike's channel for a long time, 6, 7 months at least. Never had a problem. Thought the guy was great. You know, we talked about weed and everything. All of a sudden, he starts changing. up everything. He's now no longer an accountability inspector. Or auditor, or whatever the fuck you want to call him. He doesn't do any of that. He doesn't want anything to do S2, whatever you want to call it, but he wants nothing more to do with that. So obviously he's not here for helping people with fighting against these unconstitutional laws that they're coming out with due to this virus. I'm not going to say the videos pulled off of YouTube for mentioning some shit they call virus. So I'm not going to get too much into that shit anymore, but was for government and for police, because we're all sick and tired of government overreach, and we're all sick and tired of police abuse, period. If you can find me one person out there that stands up for police abuse that's not in a uniform, I would like to meet him. And I would love to do it here. They wouldn't like me here. But again, I thought we were in this all as a common goal. We're all being treated. We all hate the way that the government is screwing with our constitutional rights and everything. And yet this guy wants to pick on someone that's dying. This guy, because he's butthurt, call people fags and everything. Like, for one thing, you shouldn't be calling anybody a fag, period. Unless you're in Britain, then you call a cigarette a fag. Other than that, you don't say fag about a person, period. I don't give a fuck who you think you are. I'm not saying that I'm gay or anything. I'm not, but I do have family members. I have an uncle that's gay. I have a couple of cousins that are gay. Okay. So when you go around, start making fag jokes, okay, because in our Constitution, we have the right to choose, do we not? And if you're going to sit there and degrade people because of their sexual orientation in that, then fuck you. You want to start picking on people because of their medical disabilities? Fuck you. You want to start picking on people that have mental disabilities? Okay? Like, this is way out of hand now. You brought this on yourself, Mike. You know that I was loyal to you. Fuck, I even just sent you a really nice fucking lighter. It might have been a cheaper, it may not have been a Zippo, but I did send you something. And yet, you want to go around and start doing shit like this and then get guys like me pissed at you. And it's not just me, brother. There's a lot of people out there you really pissed off. And you're probably sitting back and looking at this and listening to me and saying, well, I don't care. I don't care. Let them be pissed off all they want. Yeah, well, when you start seeing that your viewership is going down and that all your subscribers are leaving you because of the way that you're acting, then what are you going to do? You're going to be sitting there with your YouTube channel with your thumb up your fucking ass thinking, what did I do? Why don't I have any viewers anymore? Why don't I have any subscribers anymore? Why can't I get my message out anymore? This is why. People have been telling you time and time again to calm down and to check your anger. Why should we be respectful to you? Why should we go by your rules on your channel when you can't even abide by fucking basic rules in life? Okay? I love all the people out there, and if Dirty Mike wants to make this up and, start working on his anger issues and shit like that towards people on his live stream, then maybe I might come back. But until then, I'm sitting back in the fucking and just watching. Probably won't even visit his channel. I am unsubscribed from him. I was a moderator on his channel. And then I just said, fuck you. You know, you want to start doing shit like that, calling people fags and queers and shit like that because your butt hurt against you. Okay? So, anybody that's subbed to Dirty Mike right now, I encourage you to take a second thought on where you're putting your time on YouTube. Maybe everybody should just stop watching Dirty Mike. I think that people should do what Hippie and Efan are doing right now, and a lot of other people are doing. Unsub Dirty Mike. It's a hashtag, unsub Dirty Mike. Okay? It'll probably be on Twitter later, on my Twitter account, and also on BitChute later on my account. Will be on. I will probably forward or share this to my Facebook page also. So, Dirty Mike, you know, all you had to do is be respectful to people, and shit like this wouldn't happen. But now you want to disrespect people to the point where it's going on in your head to say shit like that. And last night to say that you were going to dox an Efan. Like, just because you didn't do it doesn't mean that you didn't have the intentions. You said you were going to do it. You know, very dangerous to some people. You know how this world is. You say that you've been reporting a shot in front of you? I have. Okay? Have you ever seen people stabbed? Their throats slashed? I've found more people fucking dead in the 30 years that I worked in shelters than most upset. You know, I suffer from PTSD because of this. This and because of the beatings that I took from the police and shit like that. But I suffer from PTSD now. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I sometimes bawling my fucking eyes out. Sometimes screaming my fucking head off. Okay? I might be 54 years old, yeah, but I'm man enough to say that I wake up fucking bawling my eyes out sometimes. And if you've seen the fucking shit that I went through in my lifetime, Mike, you would be fucking amazed. But what do you do? But yet you got all this money to buy a half pound of pot all the time and that. Yeah, I buy an ounce of pot here and there, but I'm not spending $400 or $500 and having a half a pound delivered to my house all the time. I'm not the one that's ordering food by little shit that you do. That's you, okay? I come in and joined you because you said that you were an accountability auditor. You said that you were against a lot of the things that the government is doing, a lot of the things that the police are doing, and now all of a sudden you want to change. Well, guess what? I'm not changing my beliefs or anything else like that because of you. I've been an activist since 1985, okay? I've been doing this for a long motherfucking time. I've helped make more changes in this country than most politicians have. Okay? So when you're going out and saying shit about me, you make sure that you get it fucking right. Okay? Because I find out that you're spreading shit about me, brother. There's not enough people to stop me from coming after you. Okay? There's enough people out here that if you want to, you'll have to start a new one. And then when you start that, we'll make sure that nobody comes to that one. Okay? Is that what you want? Or do you just want to go on and start doing your show and just leave us the fuck alone. Does that work for you? You just keep our names out of your mouth. You stop your bullshit and about anybody else. Unless you got verifiable proof about these accusations that you were saying, nobody wants to hear another fucking thing out of your mouth. Okay? And, you know, that's just a general consensus that I've seen so far in the different panels that I've been in all day. I even went to Myron's channel today to see if you were there because I was going to rip into you there too. But all you want to do is hide behind those messages and send me these messages on my phone. Okay? So guess what? I haven't blocked you on my phone or anything. I haven't changed my number. My email's still the same, everything. When you decide that you have had enough and that you want to be a responsible person, then maybe we can sit down and talk. But until then, you mentioned my name once, I'm going to go and do a copyright strike on you. I will come after you now. Every little fucking thing you do, I am going to come after you. You start playing music, I'm going to do a copyright strike. You say my name, I'm going to do a copyright strike. You play any of my videos, I'm going to do a copyright strike. You play anybody else's videos, and I will put in the copyright strike for them. Okay? You want to play copyright strikes? You already done it to a few other people, and I've seen the proof there too. You've even said that you've done it. So, you going out doing copyright strikes against people? Well, guess what? You mention anybody's name, I find out about it, copyright strike, period. I don't give a fuck anymore. You want to be a fucking asshole? I can be a fucking, and I got no problems with your door and ask you to come outside. But we all know how that's going to turn out. You probably won't even answer the door knowing it's me because you'll be hiding inside because I'm trying to beat your ass or anything. But I will make sure that it's living hell for you. Every time you come on YouTube, I'll make sure people know I will spread bullshit about you if I have to. Don't really have to because there's enough bullshit out there that you've already done for me to spread. You know, it's all verifiable. All they got to do is go back and look in your live streams or look in other people's live streams. It's all there. So you want to start? Or you can call peace right now, brother. I'm telling you, it's in your best interest to call peace because when you get not only me, not only NE fan, not only Hippie Auditor or Wolverine Transparency or any of those, you will probably have the whole auditing community after you. Nobody will take anything you say seriously. They'll think you're nothing but a fucking joke, which most of them do now. So you want to do it? Do it. You want to call peace? Then maybe we should all sit down and do a private chat and work this thing out. If not, it's not looking good for you, brother. It's not. Not at all. So, hey, Chad, how are you, brother? Is there anybody here that any questions or anything that they want to ask me about this? It's been 29 minutes and 40 seconds that I've been rambling on about this fucking piece of shit right now. And if there's anything that anybody wants to add, please send me a quick message there through the chat. I'm sorry I don't have StreamYard going, but every time I go on StreamYard, it's even worse than what this is now. So it looks like I'm going to have to just record them and then upload them. I won't be able to do much in the way of live streaming for a while. It'll be recorded and then set as a premiere, and then I can chat during the premiere. So, Slow Burner, are you still here? I see that there's 2 people here, but let me see here. Let me go on this here. Come on. Let's go here. Chuck Derby. How are you, Chuck? I'm trying to think of. Oh, and the Chad. You need this, and Stevie Mao is not that too. So, Chuck Derby. Let's go. See if I can find you on YouTube right now. He's on Living Skies panel right now. Yeah, he shows up here too right now. Doing great, and you see. Oh, did I? Oh, I spelt it wrong. Fucking fat fingers. There you are. Oh, I am subscribed to you. I didn't have the notifications on though. So, Chuck, this way then I can see who's here and who's not, and who's going back and if delete. News New England. Well, there you are, brother. Hey, bro, just got here. Yes, I see that, and you get this. So is this obviously this is News New England, Brian. I just made you a moderator, brother, along with you too, Chuck. So just to recap, if Dirty Mike wants to end this now, then maybe he should get a hold of us and we all sit down, like I said, in a private panel, and we work this. If not, like I said, it's going to be bad for you, Mike. So you should either do something now and work this out, or just walk away from YouTube now, or start a new channel or something. Because why should I go to Living Skies panel? I'm trying to do one here. Yeah, I'm actually going to go over and see them very shortly. Let me guess, Dirty Mike's over there? Slow Burner? He's there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, let me guess, he's got a lot of bad shit to say about me now. I agree, anyone deserves seconds. I really am. But he has to learn that he's got to control his temper when he's there. No, he is in ask-kissing mode. Oh, well, I don't think he's going to like this stream then. So if he wants to work this out, then maybe he should. If not, like I said, it's going to be bad for him. Just start a new one. Oh, and look at that, DPN, one night only. They're live right now. I can't even. Wolverine. Shoot the shot. Oh, I guess I gotta go way up here to the search again. That's Living Skies. Living Skies Transparency.
That's better, right? Yep.
So I'll probably get a strike for this. Hopefully, Living Skies Transparency won't mind me doing this, but hey,
Have who do you deal with?
That's part of the research.
I've never heard of it. Oh, you get a real bank like TD or Royal Bank.
Oh no, I do take my bank one. So I use that one.
so I just sent him a message over there, and he's on Living Skies, and hey, Dirty Mike, you might want to watch my live stream. It's all about you, the way you like it. It's got to be about him. So. Why is there so much bullshit going on with those who should be helping each other? Yes. 100% agree, Chuck. That's what I've been saying from the beginning. We're supposed to be here to keep the government and police accountable. And what are we doing? We're just all bitching and fighting and everything within each other, and we're not getting anything done the way we should be.
Starting stuff in chat.
Oh.
What?
My chat?
Yeah.
Oh. Please. No drama here. I don't like drama. I'm not kidding. Shane, no.
They didn't like my message, apparently. How are you? I haven't seen you for a little while. How you been, brother?
Don't know who you are. 7K9 they gave all Bagley.
I have no idea. Probably someone wanting to come up and cause shit.
And then I said their real name, they ran away.
So, anyways, folks, I'm going to. Does anybody have any questions or anything for me? 5D, I just added you as moderator too.
No idea.
Joel's better than Corona.
Hey, we all had problems. We all been talking.
So, you have a good night. Ashamed it was good seeing you, bud. Thanks, Slow Burner. You have a good day too. Everybody, have a great night. You'll probably see me a lot more now. I'm going to do some shit with You just be you and everyone just kiss your ass, my thoughts. That's right, Chuck. You know what? Like I said, I've been doing this since 1985. I don't need fucking people like him in my life to ruin the shit that I've been trying my whole life working for. Like I said, I have helped make changes to the Privacy Act in Canada and to the Human Rights Act in Canada. I've helped, I'm one of the founding, opened up a shelter and drop-in center and housing in Toronto. I helped open up a food kitchen, a breakfast club in Halifax. So I've been doing it since 1985. Don't fuck with a Canadian. You will find yourself deep in a snowdrift somewhere. Yeah, that's true. We got a lot of snowdrifts here too. So, and I know you're only joking. I see that nobody there. I put it that message up, and not one person wants to respond to it. I see that it's just Living Skies Transparency, and they didn't even acknowledge that I was there. So, you know what? If that's the way they want to play, then Mike, all I got to say is watch this video, take it to heart, and maybe change your ways, and this shit can stop. In a heartbeat, it can stop. But if you want to continue doing this shit, buddy, you mess with the wrong person. I will fuck your life up on YouTube and on all social media. You know, you can try and dig in my background, get some dirt on me, and I will fucking come out and I will fucking tell everybody the dirt on me. Okay? Yeah, a bunch of assaults on my record. I've got weapons charges on my record, and now I have outstanding charges for drugs. So yeah, you want to dox me there. I just dox myself. I don't give a fuck, buddy. Do for me and the community. I don't any I in the world. Spell world, W-O-R-L-D. Is there an I in there? No, there isn't. We got to do this for everybody, okay? And if you're not okay, because obviously you're just in it for yourself, okay? So if that's what you're in it for, then that's what you're in it for. I'm in it to make change here in Canada, okay? I've been doing this and I will not stop doing this, especially because of somebody like you that wants to spread rumors saying that people are gay and stuff like that. That's right, Chad. There's no I in team. Need more people to play. Oh, slow burner. Oh. Okay. So, Living Skies Transparency is also trademarked. Okay. I got no problem whatsoever with Living Skies. She's a wonderful lady. Okay, but just don't bring that bullshit to me, because I'm up to here with it and I'm not going to deal with it anymore. That's why I'm putting this video out and then walking away from it. Okay, if he wants to reach out and try and work this out, then that's different. But until then, I don't give a fuck what he does. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. If he wants to sit there and jack off and fucking on YouTube all day, well, then let him. Okay? But when you're ready to start fighting for your own rights and the rights of your fellow man, then come see me. Until then, fuck off. At CAP Talent. I will be having set up there soon. Stay tuned for a few big bands that are going to be on there soon. So can't really say 100% the names of them right now, but I can tell you that when you hear them, you'll know exactly who they are, and they are Canadian. So be prepared and be ready for that. And It will be Sean Bassey from Vancouver, British Columbia, or should I say Vancouver Bring Cash? Isn't that what BC stands for? Bring Cash? And I thought it was. Well, yeah. We all know. It's really great to see you, Sean. I'm glad you stopped in. I'm glad that everybody that's here in News New England, Chuck Derby, Slow Burner, all of you guys, the Chad, I'm glad that you stopped in. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. Yes, sir. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of know these things because I used to work out in Vancouver. Nude, what's up? But I street. Thank you. I'm a proud Canadian brother. I'm a proud Canadian too, even though it says my name says ashamed Canadian. I am very proud to be a Canadian. I'm very ashamed of our Canadian government. So if people want to know why I call myself the ashamed Canadian, when you got a dickhead, it's just shameful to have a fucking dickhead like him. But then you got, I don't think too many people like Trudeau. I'm surprised that he even got in, Sean. I really am. I put it out there on my post and everything that Justin Trudeau was not going to get in. And well, that was my first election prediction that I got wrong. I predicted Stephen Harper getting in. I predicted Donald Trump getting in. Then I government in or the PC government in Nova Scotia getting in. They won. I missed them by 1 point. I said 39 and they won by 40 points. So I was 1 point off. This year, federal election, I swore to God that Aaron O'Toole was going to be our next prime minister. But for some reason, with a lot of begging and a lot of paid hands and threats and of deportation and that, Justin Trudeau got back in. So they can say whatever they want. They can call this misinformation all they want. I know better. And the Canadian taxpayers out there know better. Okay? Justin Trudeau is allowing all these, letting these people in on the condition that they vote for him during the election or their family members won't be able to come in. Now, I can't prove that 100%, but look at his track record and what's happening. And look at what's happening now that he's gotten in. He's letting a lot of those family members come into the country. We're allowing more people to come in after the election. You tell me 380,000 people he let in last year alone. We were a country of 33 million people about 8 years ago. We're up to 38 million people. A lot of that's got to do with the immigration. Now, if they would stop allowing so many people to come in and start looking after the people that are here before they start allowing other people to come in and use our money to support them, why not use our money to support our people that are here already? You know, we have almost 3 million homeless people in the country every day because the parents can't afford to keep food. They have to rely on food banks. The food banks have been going out of the roof, helping people. Supplies are down, donations are down, but the volume of people keep going up and up and up that don't have jobs. Now with this mandatory vaccine, it's going to make unemployment a lot higher because there are people that actually believe they shouldn't be putting this stuff into their bodies. Now, we as free Canadians should have that choice. And in our Constitution, we have that choice. We can refuse medical treatment. Anywhere in Canada, we can refuse medical treatment. But You can't refuse the vaccine now. And just so that we know that you're going to take the vaccine, we're going to put pressure on you. If you're on disability or old age pension or something, we're going to stop your payments until you get the jab. You want to go to Tim Hortons and sit down and have a coffee, you got to prove that you got the jab. What the fuck? Our Constitution literally says that we can travel freely within our borders. We can pick up and move from anywhere within our borders in any province or territory in Canada. But now all of a sudden, we're not allowed to move. I proved it. The videos are on my channel. You can check them. Now I can't. I managed to get into Nova Scotia. And the day that I got back to New Brunswick, you now needed to prove vaccination to get into Nova Scotia. So I can't go back to Nova Scotia. I can't leave this province because in order to go to another province, you have to have the jab. You're only forced if you choose to be dependent on their system. We are not free, my brother. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like this. I know. And to force medical shit on us, and to say that our medical exemptions don't count, that our religious exemptions don't count, is 100% against the Constitution of Canada. 100%. To not be able to go and from province to province freely is 100% against our Constitution. Anybody that can pick up a phone or go onto a computer, just look up Charter of Rights and Freedoms in Canada, look up the Constitution of Canada, and you will find that everything I'm saying is 100% true. I've been doing this for a long time, and I believe with 100% that this is all 100% manufactured for control of the people. Do you wear freedoms of movement? That's unheard of. Yes, and that's true. They are taking it to, well, fuck it. It's 57. Who cares about the time right now? Let's pull up the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. All right. The Guide to the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, Canada. So, in Canada, our Constitution, our Charter of Rights is the same as the amendments in the States. In Canada, don't have what's called the Second Amendment. In the States, the Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. In the States, it's called the First Amendment. In Canada, it's called Section 2 of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And what is the Charter of Rights and So the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms set out those rights and freedoms that Canadians believe are necessary in a free and democratic society. The Charter is one part of the Canadian Constitution. The Constitution is a set of laws containing the basic rules about how our country operates. For example, it states the powers of the federal and provincial. The Constitution is to say, oh, well, probably so, crazy Frenchman. I've had the Kodiak RCMP, the Ottawa City Police, the Toronto Police Services, and that all tell me that the Constitution and the Charter of Rights and Freedoms is only a guideline. And it states right here, the Constitution is the supreme law of Canada. All their laws must be consistent with the rules set out in the Charter part of the Constitution. It is the most important law that we have in Canada. However, the rights and freedoms in the Charter are not absolute. They can be limited to protect other rights or important national values. For example, freedom of expression may be limited by laws against hate propaganda or child pornography. Section 1 of the Charter says that Charter rights can be limited by law so long as those limits can be shown to be reasonable in a free and democratic society. That's not happening. Who does the Charter protect and what rights are protected? Any person in Canada was contained in the Charter. There are some exceptions. For example, the Charter gives some rights only to Canadian citizens, such as the right to vote. The Charter came into force on April 17, 1982. One section of the Charter, Section 15, came into effect 3 years after the rest of the Charter on April rights guaranteed in Section 15. 16 was added to the Charter in 93. It makes clear that the English-speaking and French-speaking communities of New Brunswick have equal rights and that the government of New Brunswick has a duty to protect and promote those rights. Before the Charter, one example is the Canadian Bill of Rights, which Parliament enacted in 1960. It applies to the legislation and policies of the federal government and guarantees rights and freedoms similar to those found in the Charter. However, the Bill of Rights is not part of the Constitution of Canada. For decades, the Charter has been the source of change, progress, and the affirmation of our society's values. Canadian courts have rendered hundreds of decisions in which they apply the Charter to bring Canadian laws into line with the principles and values for Canadian society. For example, with respect to language rights, the Charter has reinforced the rights of official language minorities. With regards to equality rights, the Charter has led to the recognition and enforcement of the rights of a number of minorities and disadvantaged groups. In criminal matters, the Charter has clarified the state's power with respect to the rights of the accused. Fundamental freedoms, Section 2. Canadian Charter Rights and Freedoms guarantees the rights and freedoms set out in it subject only to such reasonable society. The Charter protects those basic rights and freedoms of all Canadians that are considered essential to preserving Canada as a free and democratic country. It applies to all governments, federal, provincial, and territorial, including protection of the following: fundamental freedoms, democratic rights, the right to live and seek employment anywhere in Canada. That's been taken from us. Legal rights, life, liberty, and personal security. Well, we know how that French and English. Minority language education rights, Canada's multicultural heritage, Indigenous people. So fundamental freedoms, Section 2. Everyone has the following fundamental freedoms: freedom of conscience and religion. So you can believe whatever you want as a religion. It's your freedom to do that here in Canada. Freedom of thought, belief, opinion, and expression, including freedom of the press and other media of communications. So, as we know, press is laid out and described as anybody with a channel or with a means of disseminating the news to the public. So that's what I do through YouTube. But look what they did to us. We have the freedom of peaceful assembly, and which means that we can assemble and protest nonviolently. We have that right. If you right now, if you gather a bunch of people and you are protesting, the cops will come up and call it an unlawful assembly. And because they call it an unlawful assembly, it automatically becomes an unlawful assembly, right? Wrong. This is what people are getting wrong. Just because a cop says something doesn't mean it's right. 90% of the time when a cop says something, believe the opposite. Cops are allowed to lie. It's been proven in court time and time again. We allow them to lie. So we allow them to get away with murder and everything. And we allow them to fuck with our freedoms because we don't have enough people with enough fucking kahunas in this country to stand up against these fucking terrorist bastards. Under Section 2 of the Charter, belief and expression. Since the media are an important means of communicating thoughts and ideas, the Charter protects the rights of the press and other media to speak out. Our right to gather and act in peaceful groups is also protected. Not anymore. As is our right to belong to an association like a trade union. Yeah, that's fine. They haven't fucked with that yet because every cop is in a union, so they're not going to fuck with the unions. These freedoms are set out in the Charter to ensure that Canadians are free to coup other people. These activities are basic forms of individual liberty. They are also important to the success of a democratic society like Canada. In a democracy, people must be free to discuss matters of public policy, criticize governments, and offer their own solutions to social problems. Not here in Canada. You mention something, they're the opposite. So even though these freedoms are very important, governments can sometimes limit them. For example, freedom of expression may be limited by laws against hate, propaganda, or pornography because they prevent harm to individuals and groups. Every citizen of Canada has a right to vote in an election of members of the House of Commons or of a legislative assembly and to be qualified for membership herein. I just put out a video where they refused to let me vote in this last federal election. So again, Section 3 of my Charter of Rights were violated. So some limits on these rights may be reasonable even in a democracy. For example, the right to vote or stand for an election is limited to Canadians 18 years of age or older. Basic. And you have to be somebody that lives in the country. It's about proactive solutions to the pretty much so check out the videos and some head on your shoulders. You might like what my channel is about. Okay. Sorry, folks. I'm Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just went through all the chats and that. So, maximum duration of legislative bodies. No House of Commons and no legislative assembly shall continue for longer than 5 years from the date fixed for the return of the writs at the junction. A House of Commons may be continued by Parliament and Legislative Assembly may be continued by the legislature beyond 5 years if such continuation is not opposed by the votes of more than 1/3 of the members of the House of Commons or the Legislative Assembly, as the case may be. So, okay. Now we get into mobility rights, Section 6 of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Okay, so Every citizen of Canada has a right to enter, remain in, and leave Canada. The rights to move and gain livelihoods. This is number 2. Every citizen of Canada and every person who has the status of a permanent resident of Canada has a right to move to and take up residency in any province and to pursue the gaining of a livelihood in any province. That's been taken away. We cannot do that now. And I have video proof of it. The rights specified in subsection 2 is subject to any laws or practices of general application in the force in a province other than those that discriminate among the laws providing for reasonable residency requirements as a qualified publicly provided social services. So even if I wanted to move to Vancouver and I was on assistance, the law cannot stop us, cannot stop me. They cannot Freedom Channel. Hey, well, you know, do not preclude any program to do that. So, Section 6 protects the right of Canadian citizens to move from place to place, and subsection 6.1 ensures that all Canadian citizens are free to come and go as they please. Extradition laws place some limits on these rights. These laws state that persons, so basic shit, you know, it gives all Canadian citizens and permanent move to and live in any province or territory. They may also look for work or set up a business there. Section 3 makes clear that provinces and territories may decide to give social benefits such as welfare only to persons who have lived in their province or territory for a certain period of time. They may also pass employment laws that require workers to have the necessary qualifications to practice their profession or trade. That's anywhere you go, any state. So basically, territories may decide to give social benefits such as welfare only to persons who have lived in their province or territory for a certain period of time. Now, most provinces don't have that anymore. There used to be back in the 80s, it was like that. What it is now is if you move from, say, you're on social assistance in Nova Scotia and you get your check on the 1st on a plane, you use your check and you buy a ticket and you fly to Vancouver. When you get to Vancouver, you have to wait to the end of the month, no matter what, because social services is connected from coast to coast to coast now. It has been for a while, a long time. So you can go to any province now and they don't have a time period where say that you got to be in the province for 3 months. There's none of that in any province that I have in Canada. And I've worked in almost every province. So we don't have that. The chat, what the fuck? In addition, subsection 6.4 allows a province or territory that has an employment rate below the national average to create programs that favor its own residents. Basic. And then you get into the justice system. When dealing with the justice system, they ensure that individuals who are involved in proceedings are treated fairly, especially those charged with a criminal offense, not to be deprived thereof, except in accordance with the principles of fundamental justice. Section 7 guarantees life, liberty, and personal security of all Canadians. It also requires that governments respect the basic principles of justice whenever they intrude on those rights. Section 7 often comes into play in criminal matters because an accused person, according to the Supreme Court of Canada, the purpose of Section 8 is to protect a reasonable expectation of privacy. This means that those who act on behalf of a government, such as police officers, must carry out their duties in a fair and reasonable way. They cannot enter private property or take from others unless they can show that they have a clear legal reason. Yeah, they didn't have a clear legal reason to smash all my cameras and cell phones, but they do it. They didn't have a clear legal reason to kill Mr. Travinsky out in Vancouver International Airport, but they did and then got away with it. So, we have these here and afford them. You're fucked. If you can't afford to get a lawyer to fight for your rights in Canada, you're fucked. In most cases, they are allowed to enter private property to look for evidence or to seize things only if they have been given a search warrant by a judge. On the other hand, government inspectors may enter business premises without a warrant to check if government regulations are being observed. So, people like Department of Health, if you have a restaurant, government inspectors, health inspectors are allowed to come in and inspect. They don't need a warrant. Most of them give you a time and date, tell you when they're coming. This way, then most people clean everything up that they need to have cleaned up and that before they show up, and then they just let it go back to shit again. Trust me, Jungle Jim's down here is really bad for that. So Section 9 is detention or imprisonment. Everyone has a right not to be arbitrary, take individuals into custody or hold them without a good reason. For example, a police officer must have reasonable grounds for detaining a person. However, courts have stated that laws allowing officers to stop drivers for breath tests are reasonable and do not violate the charter. So, arrest or detention. Everyone has a right on arrest or detention to be informed promptly of the reason therefor. Okay. To retain and instruct counsel without delay and to be informed of that right. They never tell you that. To have the validity of the detention determined by way of habeas corpus and to be released if the detention is not lawful. Well, we've seen what they did to me on my live stream back in April. Harris told him I didn't respect him and told him to shut up in my. So I got arrested for breach of peace, which isn't a charge in Canada. There's no such charge in Canada, breach of peace. There's disturbing the peace, but there's no breach of peace in Canada. It was, what do you call it? Contempt of cop is what it is. And that's all that was. Now, I've been trying to take on the RCMP or the city of Moncton. So I have to do it myself. The problem with that is that I don't have the money to pay for the paperwork and that. So because of that, these cops are going to get away with it and they're going to keep doing it. So I technically really can't file a lawsuit because, well, there's no lawyer myself, but I don't have the money to even file the paperwork. It's at least $150 just file the paperwork. I don't have that money. Fuck. If I had $150 right now, I'd probably go buy more food. Because who's that? Oh. Let's stand strong. Support each other. So The rights in Section 10 apply when a person is arrested or detained. They ensure that people under arrest have a chance to challenge the lawfulness of the arrest. Tried that, didn't work. The police must tell them quickly the reason for the arrest. They make up bullshit ones. These people also have the right to talk to a lawyer to get legal advice about their situation, and the police must tell them what legal have the right to ask a judge to decide whether their arrest was legal, and if it was not, to order their release. I never even got a chance to see the judge. They just fucking kicked me out because they knew it was illegal to hold me to begin with. And they knew that I wouldn't be able to afford a lawyer to be able to take these cocksuckers to court. So, these cops are going to get away with it. So, you know, don't get any. I've been looking for legal advice. I can't get any. I've gone to talk with different lawyers. They all tell me I got a good case, blah, 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 but they won't take it on because it's the RCMP or because it's this mayor of the city of Moncton. I really don't know what to do. These terrorists are going to win, and this is why. We should be able to access legal help for this. You know, we have a legal aid system here that helps people with criminal cases, but even some criminal cases aren't covered under the by legal aid here in Canada now. If you've had one too many drinking and driving, they're just not going to let you have a lawyer. Legal aid won't take it. You'll have to pay for a lawyer or take duty counsel and hope the hell the duty counsel does something for you. But good luck with that. So the cops know that we can't afford to make these lawsuits. The city knows you'll never find remedy in their own tyrannical system. Have to look outside for answers. Well, I've been trying that. You know, this isn't my first rodeo, people. Like I said, I've been doing this since 1995. Some of you guys weren't even born then, okay? This has been a lifelong thing for me. I'm really sick and tired of the way, well, if you don't have the money, you don't have rights, period. They say they give you the illusion that you do, but you need a lawyer to fight for them. And how do you get a lawyer? $250, $300 an hour, you can have a lawyer. Oh, yeah. I would really love to be do that panel with you. If you can set it up, I'll join in. Not a problem. I will be there. And I'll have to do it from my phone and have better connection. The reason why I got to do it this way right now is because I needed my phone for the information that I had. So, as you know, that we are having our rights literally violated. It's right there in black and fucking white, folks. All you have to do is go read it. And I encourage everybody to go read the Constitution and the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Please, any Canadian that is out there right now, please go check this out. And please start picking up one of these things right here. This is the cheapest fucking cell phone you can buy. It's $90 fucking at Walmart, okay? Taxes included, okay? This is the cheapest phone that you can buy. And I'm able to do some things with it. Not much, but I'm able to do some things. You know, This little fucking stand holder, $10 at Walmart, $15, something like that. You know, you don't even need one of these if you don't want it. You know, I like it because I set it down a lot, and it's, you know, I can open it up and turn this up. So that's why I'm watching you guys, and I can scroll through and that too, right? It doesn't take much. I am still trying to push your email in the chat for me if you. It is in here a little further back, but let's do this. So, and y'all know that I dox myself at the beginning of this show. If you want, you go back, you can see I give my exact address. So that dox me. I really don't give a fuck anymore. And this is my email. So if anybody wants to get a hold of me, or maybe you want to get a hold of me from my other channel about new Canadian talent, new talent, local talent. If you're talented, if you're musically inclined, if you are dance inclined, any of that, if you are artistically inclined and you want your stuff out there, let me know. Send me an email. Maybe we can do a live show together. Maybe we can put it up and do a live. This I will only be on that channel. I'll only be doing one person a night on that show. I probably won't be letting any other guests come up, mainly because I want to do the talent part of it. So I want to see the talent part. I want them to perform like they're doing a concert for everybody. So if you have that out there, and you want to send it to me, send it to me. We'll put up. Maybe you'll get some views. Who knows? Maybe you might even get a record contract. Maybe you might get a dance contract. Maybe you might get into doing videos or whatever it is, whatever your talent is, let me know and I'll help you exploit it. I'll help you the best I can. I'm not saying that I'm God when it comes to this shit, or I do have some connections where I can send you into the right direction about maybe getting a contract. Okay. About maybe doing some live shows, maybe hooking up with a manager, maybe doing videos, you know, whatever you like. I want to work with people and amateur. Now, I did say that I'm going to have a few go from to. So, again, if you want, just my email's right there, labeled mike85@gmail.com. If you guys want to send me a text, here's you get myself so many times I really don't care. Everybody knows my name is Mike. They just know me as a Shame Canadian because everybody calls me Ashcan, AC, or Shame Canadian because my name is Shame Canadian. But my real name is Mike. So that's my real name. That's my real email address. Anything you want to send me, send it there. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I try to check my email a couple of times a day. Not like I get a lot. I get a lot of spam and that, but or if there's somebody out there want to send me a quick text, or you want to send me a video or something via text or that, there's my numbers. Send me a text, call, shoot the shit, whatever. Anybody starts calling me and starts freaking out and shit like that, I'll just block your fucking number. I don't put up with bullshit like that. So other than that, I just I can't tell you guys what to do, and I would know. I can suggest that you talk to your medical professionals and get the facts about the vax. Get all the facts about the vax before you make a decision. I have a personal decision, mainly to do with some medical reasons, but a lot to do with my personal beliefs. And so, you guys go onto YouTube or onto Facebook. There's, and I'll tell you, you get a lot of good information from this because these guys, research people, talking about the vaccine and stuff like that. So I'm not going to tell you not to take it. I'm not going to tell you to take it. Don't just take one person's word for it. You know, we have this thing in Canada. You have that right to a second opinion. So go and, get your opinion from your doctor. Go get a second opinion. Do your research and then make an informed decision on yourself. But like I said, I've made that informed decision for myself not to take that vaccine. I cannot go to Tim Hortons now and sit down and have. There's a lot of things now that I can't do. Don't eat yellow snow or take the jab. Ain't that the truth? So, but I can't say that. I can't tell you not to take the jab. I can only tell you to make an informed decision and that I am not going to take the jab. That's totally up to you. I support your decision either way. I'm not going to jump down your throat because you won't take the vaccine, and I'm not going to jump down your throat. Oh, you take care, Chuck. You got to make that choice yourself. So I like your own choice. I can't tell you which way to lean or anything. I'm not going to tell you which way to lean. I think you guys know which way I'm talking, but Jabba-do is where the sheep fools. Ain't that the truth? So, yeah. So, do yourself a favor. Do all your research. And don't just check into your pro-choice scan if someone wants to take the pro-choice. If you want to take the jab, you take the jab. That's totally up to you. All I'm saying is be informed about what's going into your body first. That's all. I'm not going to criticize you. If you want to get the jab, that's totally up to you. And as far as I'm concerned, you shouldn't be telling anybody, not even government officials, that you got it. If that was HPV vaccine, or why don't we have to have a passport for the flu shot that happens every year? Oh my God. And then they give you last year's strain so that you be immune to last year's strain. And this is all these vaccines is you're getting the old strain put into you to fight it off with some chemicals that they put into it. Every year, like you do for the flu shot, you'll be getting a booster shot every year. On top of that, you're going to be getting the flu shot on top of that. So now you have more chemicals in you. So if you guys want those, and that was the flu shot. Nude. Yeah, I love you, man. I love the way you talk, and this is true. And do you know that it kills more people than this thing that's going around? Do you know what What everybody said, don't worry, you have a 99.97% chance of survival. Well, oh my God. Because of that 0.03% of non-survival, that the whole world's gone into a pandemic. The whole fucking world. Over 0.03%. Come on, folks. And then they say that, oh, it's a different strain, folks. There's always going to be problems. If we were to go in and get a shot for every little fucking problem, we would look worse than a fucking pincushion, okay? So I'm not going to tell you, like I said, I'm not going to tell you to take it or not to take it. That has to be your choice and your choice alone, and it should be a private choice, and nobody else should know about it, including the government. But especially if you're trying to just go out and have a fucking coffee and a donut with a friend so that you can do a little bit of paperwork or maybe catch up because of you being locked down for these last 20 months, 19 months, you're trying to catch up and you want to just have that coffee and a donut and sit there. Well, you can't do it if you don't have the vaccine. And it doesn't matter if you have a medical exemption or not. Businesses don't care. Tim Hortons, they don't care if you have medical exemptions. They'll look right at you and say, I don't care. You're not coming in. If you don't have your passport, you ain't coming in. You can't sit here. You can come in, buy your shit, and leave, but you can't sit here. Because of that, a lot of people out in Calgary a couple of weeks ago, so they brought their lunch and looked at all these empty patios, sat around all these empty patios and that, while all these restaurant people outside on the sidewalk having their lunch there instead of, bending over and having to show a passport just to go have lunch. Like, we are getting way, way, way out of control on this. And if we don't start standing up, people, it's just going to get worse. We're going to lose. We're going to be under a dictatorship like Cuba and China. How would you like that? As Justin Trudeau is your dictator. We all know that he's just a dickhead. So, did I say that out loud? Oh, I don't give a fuck. And then just sit back with your thumb up your ass and say, yes, sir, no, ma'am, and take the jab. And when the cops come over and say, did you do this? You just bend over and tell them, well, throw out those fucking boots. Come on, I need to lick them fucking dry. Come on, they're all full of fucking mud. Yeah, well, you guys can do that. I just can't do that. So, oh, well, why? Eat cookies. Eat those cookies. Eat her cookie. That's even better. Anyways, just random thoughts. You said he wanted cookies, but he'll eat grapes instead. Well, I'd rather have. If we don't stick together, and if we don't all stand up together, we have to unite Canada. And if we don't unite, we're going to lose. We are going to become China, or we are going to become Cuba. We are on the road to becoming a communist country as it is. Chinese government. Don't believe me? The Radisson chain hotels are owned by the Communist Chinese Party. What hotel chain were they using as COVID jails in Ontario? Oh, the Radisson chain hotels. Oh, and Justin Trudeau actually, didn't he thank or commend the Chinese prime minister on how he treats his people over there in a communist country, no doubt. He likes the way the government treats their people because they have control of the people. And, you know, we got some stupid ass fucking laws over there. You think we got some stupid ass laws here? They got some real stupid ass laws over there. And you're going to be put to death for criticizing the government over there. People go missing in Cuba for when they were talking bad about Fidel Castro. People literally went missing there. That's why Castro's family have been in power there for so long. There won't be any free elections here in Canada if we keep going the way we're going. Just put that in your head. Imagine being told that what you can buy, where you go to school, when you go to sleep, not having access to a lot of internet, or it's nothing like ours here. It's basically the way that Facebook was started. You can send a few messages, and that all your messages over there are read, by the way, every fucking one of them by the government. And if you say anything bad about the government, they're knocking at your door. So that's the way it's coming here. And especially if Justin Trudeau gets to pass his Bill C-36. So if you say that Justin Trudeau's nothing but a bitch and needs to get fist fucked with a hockey glove on a skateboard going down the 427 at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday, the video will be down. If you put one back up again, you get up to a year of with an ankle bracelet house arrest. If you fuck up within that year, you get an extra year on top of that. It's butthurt on what you say on the internet. That video will come down. There are some things that are in Bill C-36 that are pretty much basic information. There's a big problem. Everybody to go check out on the government website what Bill C-36 really contains and read it carefully, because your freedom on the internet is at stake right now. If you like your free speech, if you like to be able to say fuck you, Justin Trudeau, without penalty, then you need to read Bill C-36, because pretty soon you'll be able to do that. You will wind up in jail. If this does go through, that I actually call out Justin Trudeau to a fight, and to this day, I will still call him out. As far as I'm concerned, Justin Trudeau, you're nothing but a punk-ass little bitch. And anytime you want to fucking get in the ring with me, motherfucker, I will take you on. Any fucking day of the week. Any day of the week. This ain't no fucking publicity stunt like you pulled before you got elected. You come down here, buddy, this is going to be a fucking MMA match, and you'd be lucky if you fucking walk out. Okay? You want to be a fucking little bitch? You want to be a pussy? You want to fuck with our country? Well, fuck you, Trudeau. Go back and look it up. And then come on down. I dare you. I bet you don't have the fucking balls. I bet you your fucking thong is too far up your fucking ass and your balls are split like a fucking pussy. On 24 Sussex Drive in Ottawa. Okay? Because you're nothing but a fucking pussy. Maybe I should start getting people in and Vagisil to you. Okay? Or maybe some Canestin. Because you're nothing but a big fucking yeast-infected pussy is what you are. Because Justin Trudeau will get butthurt about me saying the way it is. And so until then, Justin Trudeau, you can stick that right up your fucking ass right to the elbow. Okay? And I hope that fucking the plane that you're on goes down in the fucking Bering Sea somewheres or something. And that we never see you again. It'd be the best thing that ever happened to Canada is you to disappear. I'm not saying that I do it. I'm just hoping that it happens. You know, God, please, please take that motherfucker away from us. He's nothing but problems here. Okay? Yeah. You know, silver spoon baby that got his balls in his wife's purse. Yeah. And we all know who his wife is. You know, she worked for Much Music. That's how we met her. She was a VJ on Much Music, Sophie. Don't believe me? Go back and check the archives. That's where he met her. She was a VJ. Probably one of the biggest sluts there, too, at City TV at 299 Queen Street West, Toronto, Ontario. But, hey, preparation is more appropriate for them Muppets. Yeah, that's more for cops. They will actually literally, they'll get butthurt and they'll come after you. So that's why I'm saying that maybe he needs some Vagisil or some Estin or something. He definitely needs a couple of boxes of tampons sent to his 24 Sussex Drive, Ottawa, Ontario. Hint, hint. And I don't give a fuck. Go to your library or something like that. All these places you go in, went to the women's washroom, there'll be a tampon or something there. Just grab one, throw it in an envelope, write Justin Trudeau, 24 Sussex Drive, Ottawa, Ontario, and send it to him. Stamp it. Goodbye. I dare people to send it to them. I dare you. I bet you there's not one fucking person in Canada that will send him a fucking tampon. I guarantee you. Because let alone fucking stand up for their rights. Everybody, it seems like a lot of people here, all they want to do is go like this. Come on, fuck me right here. You know? And that's all that's happening. So, I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm only one person. I can only do so much. Camera system and stuff like that, and a means of getting around. But I do what I can with what I got. You guys want to help out? Hey, right about now, I could use all the help I could get. I really need is support. I need people to start picking up their cameras. I need people to start emailing me with their videos. It's all good when you're head in the sand, your ass. Yeah, ain't that the truth? I need you guys to start sending me your own channel. Start posting as much as you can. If you're too afraid to post under your name, send me them. I will. All you have to do is just put anonymous, and I will make sure that it's anonymous, that your name is not mentioned, and I will post a video for you. I have no problems about posting government accountability. I can upload them. Doesn't bother me in the least. I'll do it right in front of the fucking chief. So, uploading videos to exploit the corruption that's going on here in Canada and to try and get our country back, we need to take our Constitution back. I just read part of our Charter of Rights, and you see how many times they violated it. And it says right that it's a supreme law. It literally says it's a supreme law, and they're going against it. So if you guys can't stand up, I'm only one person. I do what I can. I'm not going to stop. But I would like to see as many of you as possible. He's not even living at 24 Sussex Drive. He's living at a cottage at the Governor General's estate. Actually, he's not even there at the Governor General's estate. Justin Trudeau is actually staying at his cottage, 24 Sussex Drive. And then we have the security force that actually goes with him, the Secret Service, or CSIS, or whatever you call it here. But they go with him. His protection force goes with him. But there's always cops at his cottage now and at 24 Sussex Drive. Now, if he's not going to use the official residence of the Prime Minister, then there shouldn't be paying for that. But we pay over almost $3 million a year just in security for that building, just for the cops. That's not counting the gatehouse. That's not counting all the electricity. That's not counting the property taxes. That's not counting the cleaners that they got coming in. $1.5 million that motherfucker Trudeau used to redo his cottage so that he could stay there where he's staying now. So, even though he's not at 24 Sussex Drive, trust me, he gets the mail there, because I sent a letter there and then he sent the cops to my door because of that fucking letter. So I do know for that is the official residence of the Prime Minister of Canada. So he has to get the mail there. He doesn't have to actually read it. That's what he has the secretaries and all that for. That's what we pay them for, is to read his mail. But he does get informed on what's going on with his with the staff and what's coming. A day sending him tampons. Maybe it might show that he's a big pussy. And anybody that sends him a tampon, I want you to say that this is from the Ashamed Canadian, that the Ashamed Canadians told me to do this. You can put this all on my shoulders, right there. Put it all on me. I'm asking you to do it, so I'm going to take the heat for it. Don't put a return address or nothing on the envelope. Just write 24 Sussex Drive, Ottawa, Ontario. You can put dickhead, you can put fucking cocksucker, you can put Justin Trudeau, whatever you want on the front. But just sure that it goes to 24 Sussex Drive. I still got 7 people here, and I've been on here for 2 hours. Wow. 15 thumbs up. The first half of this show was about Dirty Mike. The second half was about Dark Government. I'll probably be doing a lot more of these. It takes a weight off of me when I start explaining people what I do and what I'm doing and what I plan on doing. Now, this weekend, I won't be going out to do the homeless thing. I did that this weekend that just passed. So this weekend coming up, I won't be doing it, but it'll be the weekend after. If you guys can help out, it'd be greatly appreciated. The more people I'm able to feed, the better. Right now, I'm just making peanut butter and jam sandwiches, taking a bunch of snack cakes that I get from the dollar store. I put it in a couple of sandwiches. I put in a couple of snack cakes, and I bring out hot coffee. That all comes out of my money. Again, I'm only making $805 a month, and I'm able to do this. I take $40-50 and I do this. Takes away sometimes food out of my pocket, my cupboards and that, but I don't care. That's what I'm in this for. I do this to help the homeless, to help the less fortunate. And if you guys can help out, it'd be greatly appreciated. I have a PayPal account of this page. I don't care. You got $2 that you can spare, that you can chip in to help with the homeless next weekend. I will take it out. I will go and record the next weekend. There'll be a lot of blocked and a lot of blurs, but I will even go out and record. But I do need a little bit of help, whether it's financial or just support. But I do need your guys' help. And I do need you guys to start standing up and speaking up. You know, you could be, remember that movie Police Academy? You had that little African American lady. And then she just goes freaking nuts and screams. That's the way we need Canadians. We need Canadians to stop being that little scared little girl and stand up and start screaming about our fucking rights here in Canada. So if you guys can start doing that, send me videos showing me that. Let me put them out there. Let me show our government we're not going. This is control after control after control. And we are going to be a communist country if we don't stop this now. Justin Trudeau needs to be stopped, and he needs to be stopped now. So unless we all stand up and stop him, we're going to become a communist country. Wish I was in St. John. Well, like I said, I'm going to record the next one. There's not a whole lot of people that actually sleep on the street here. We actually have a shelter system here, and we actually have a lot of half-decent houses in the city. It's not like Fredericton, where it has one of the largest outdoor encampments in the East Coast. And it's not like Moncton, where have the largest homeless population in the province. But there's still a homeless problem here. There are a little bit of resources, and those I'm also going to record and exploit, and hopefully people can see in their heart to maybe start doing something with these organizations. If you don't want to do it with me, if you don't do links to all the different organizations here that I'm going to be dealing with, and if you find that any of those are in that you would like to help out with, then please, by all means. But please, I'm just asking you, just remember, it only takes in this country, it only takes about 2 paychecks, about 30 days of no work, and you can be homeless in this country. We have over 3 million homeless people. We have over 2 million kids going to school hungry every day. We have people that can't afford to, 2 or 3 families are living in one apartment. You know, they'll be like a 4-bedroom apartment. They'll have couples share those. That's the way families are doing it because the rents are so high here. You know, you cannot get a 1-bedroom apartment in Nova Scotia for under $1,000. A 1-bedroom. Imagine what they want for 2 and 3 beds. People with families. Okay. Not everybody makes $3,000 a month. And at $3,000 a month, and you're paying $1,500 a month for an apartment, there's half of your wages right there. Now, at $3,000 a month, if you're getting that after taxes, you're doing really good, because that means that you're making about $4,000 or just over $4,000 a month. Because when you're in that tax bracket, you lose about between 28 and 33% of your paycheck goes straight to taxes. So, which is another thing here. So you have the average person in Nova Scotia that's, say they're making $2,000 a month after taxes, that's $500 a week. That works out to be about $12.50 an hour, $14 an hour, something like that. Not much money at $2,000. Now, when you take at that rate, you're losing 28% of your pay. So remember that number, 28% is going to taxes. You will never see that until you do your taxes, and you will never see all of it. But 28% goes to your taxes. Now, when you take, well, in Nova Scotia, you got $3,000. You're making about, say, call it $14 an hour. You're losing about almost $1,200 in taxes a month. And then out of that 3,000, now you're down to about 1,800, 1,900 because of taxes. Call it 2,000 even. Now you got to take over half of that. If you, your wife, and 2 kids, you need at least 3-bedroom apartment, or even a 2-bedroom apartment, and you're paying $1,250 a month for your apartment, then you're paying for your hydro, then you're paying for your internet and cable. It becomes almost $1,600 a month. And then everything all the services that you use, your internet and your cable and your phone and your hydro, all have this thing called a 15% tax in taxes. You're not, here in Canada, you're not allowed to charge tax on tax. But we have one commodity that breaks all that rules and anymore. So you see $1.39 a liter, you're paying $1.39 a liter. It's not $1.39 a liter plus tax. It's $1.39 because the taxes are already in. Same as alcohol. When you go buy a case of beer, I'm going to throw a number out there because I have no clue what fucking beer goes for. But say it's $35 a case. The taxes are already in the alcohol. There's one other thing, 2 other things. When we buy marijuana, the taxes are already in it. So when you go in and you buy something at Cannabis NB, for instance, $10 plus tax because the tax is already included. The only thing that we do pay tax on tax for is cigarettes. Now, 70% of the price of cigarettes is tax. It costs just over $2.50 a pack to have them made and shipped. All the rest is tax, and that's for a large pack of cigarettes. It's a 25 pack of cigarettes. Now, let's talk about that 25 pack of cigarettes. That 25 pack of cigarettes is $20 minimum. Down here, I believe a pack of Export A is $22.75 a tax. 80 to 80% of everything on there is tax already. So it's the only thing in Canada that we pay tax on tax for, but it's supposed to be illegal to pay. Again, you lose 28% of your wages right off the top before you even get to even see your paycheck. 28%, 20 to 32% of your paycheck is gone in taxes. Anything you 30% tax that gets taken off, and then another 15%. So we're looking at 45% of our money is going to taxes alone. But we have almost, and yet so 28 plus 15 is 43 I just rounded it off to 30 and 15, which is 45, which is, some people pay about 32% off, so we'll say 45. But here in New Brunswick, I believe 28% is the least that they can take off you in taxes. So you're looking at 43% right there. 43 to 45% of your money goes to taxes. And another 55 to 60% goes to rent. And you got to live off the rest, and you got your bills to pay. If you work for, you need to have a vehicle. So now you got, even if you buy a $500 car, you still have to make those $100 insurance payments a month. You still have to pay at least $130 a year for your plates. Then you have the gas. Then you have oil and regular maintenance, your tires and stuff like that, brakes. These things all add up. A lot of people, let's look at that. After $3,000 a month and you're paying $1,400 a month just for rent, you have what? $1,600 left. Then you have your hydro is a minimum on the average $200 a month plus 15% tax. So there's another $230. Your average cable bill, internet, phone, cable, it's $100 a month plus tax. So there's another 115. So there's 345. You can get back and forth to work on less than $50 a week in gas. Then you live pretty close and you could be walking. Or you got a really good car and it's really, really good on gas, or you got an electric car. But, so your minimum of $50 a week. So you're looking at another $200 a month just in fuel for the car. Something happens to that car. What about if your kids need something for when you're making that kind of money and you got these kinds of rents with that kind of taxes over your head all the time? And then at the end of the year, when you do your taxes, because you might have made just a little over, you pay more in taxes. If you have a driver's license, good luck. They will take your license from you if you don't pay your fucking bills to the government. That's how leftover. Yeah, you'd be lucky if you have $10 left over if you think about it. If you're making $3,000 a month, 1,400 of it's just going in rent alone. Then you got another 200 in fuel, so there's 1,600. Then you got another 350 in bills. There's $2,000 easy right there, gone out the window, and that's not counting food. And if you got a family of four, $200 a week cable nowadays, considering that you pay $8 for 4 liters of milk, or you pay almost $4 for a loaf of bread. You're paying over $4 for margarine. These are basic things that people eat. People eat sandwiches, believe it or not. People drink milk, believe it or not. It's actually, they say it's supposed to be good for you, drinking milk. I don't know anymore because I'm lactose intolerant, but I remember going out and being able to just go to the cauldron and scoop in and get fresh milk and drink it, not pasteurized or anything, just fresh right from the cow into the milking machine, and have the big churn going in there so that cream and everything's still mixing, so that when you scoop it, you don't have a big bunch of cream floating on top, so that, but yeah. And if you have a cell phone, in order for any cell phone plan, $60-$70 a month. I probably have one of the cheapest. I'm on a pay-as-you-go, and I pay $30 a month. And I only get 1 gig of data. Most people are using about 5 to 10 gigs of data, so they're looking at $75 to $100 on average for a cell phone bill now, 75 to $100. Then you have the tax on that, another 15% tax on that. And then say you happen to buy a new set of headphones. You go to the dollar store, buy a new set of headphones for your kids, $4 set of headphones. Well, you pay another 75 cents for a recycling fee, and then you pay tax on top of that. I know it's not much, folks, but remember, we're paying tax on everything. We're paying 15% tax on everything that we buy, unless, there are certain foods that, like fresh fruits and produce, or if you buy cookies by the dozen at a bakery or donuts by the dozen at the bakery, there's no tax. Other than that, there's pretty much tax on everything. All your, there's no tax on meat, cereal. It's got tax. You buy a can of soup, it's got tax because it's prepared already. So that's how the government was able to do it, because a soup is pre-made in the can. It's now classified as a service, so now they can get the goods and services tax, and they can charge you the full 15% sales tax instead of maybe 7 or 8 provincial. And this is the way it goes, folks. So you buy a car, and spend $10,000 on a car. That's a used car, obviously. Let's say you pay $10,000 for a car. You still got another $1,500 to pay in tax. Your insurance that you pay for on the vehicle, plus tax. So if you're able to put away $100 a month, you're doing really well. I live on $800 a month. My rent is $400 a month. And my food bill is at least $250 a month, which is dollars. Your milk is $7.99 for 4 liters. Doesn't matter where you go. That's the price. We have the highest dairy product prices in Canada is here in New Brunswick. $2.75 a loaf, $3.50 a loaf, stuff like that. Sometimes you're lucky and you can get the bread on sale too for $5. Fuck, I remember as a kid going to the Wonder Bakery thrift shop, getting 10 loaves of bread for $1. I'm talking back in 1980 though, but still, $4 for a loaf of bread. Come on now, folks, please. And this is where we get in. If you have union people working, that means that they want more money. Now, don't get me wrong. Unions are good for some things. But when you start having unions in the police force, in government jobs, we have a problem. That means that they're protected by their union, and it's like next to impossible to get rid of them. And then you have unions for food produce. Government taxing the fuck out of farmers and charging them an arm and a leg for fuel so that they can keep the farms going so that they can supply Canada. So most farms are pretty much going out of business, and they're pretty much becoming corporate farming now. There's a lot of government involvement into these corporate farms, but we have a lot of corporate farms happening now. So you don't have your everyday mom and pop fucking farm like back in the day. You got guys like McCain Foods buying up all these farms. The owners would look after the land, and then they go pick, they plant and pick for McCain Foods. Now they're not even allowed to do that. All they do is they come in, they use the land, they pay them so much to use the land, they no to them. So they're kind of stuck when it comes to this. So these are just some of the things that goes on that a lot of people don't realize. Want your land, and you don't want to sell your land, but they really want your land. They'll come in and landlock it. Now you can't sell it to anybody. And then what that'll do is, because it's landlocked and you decide 20 years down the line that you finally want to sell, well, it was landlocked 20 years ago, so you only get the price of what it was 20 years ago per acre, not what it is. Some people are walking away from their farms, 150 to 500 acre farms. People are walking away from them because they can't afford the taxes that the government's charging us. And then, you have places like Post Cereal and Dempster's Canada Bread, which is Ben's, Dempster's, and you name it. Any bread that's made in Canada is all made by Canada Bread. Doesn't matter what name is on it. It could say no name on it for Sobeys, and it's all made by Canada Bread. So you might have a different recipe, but it's all made. Same go to Moncton. I will take you to the Canada Bread factory there and show you Mrs. Dempster's bread, to the Texas Toast bread, to the Sobeys bread, to the Superstore bread. It's all made all in one spot. Just like all your bagels are made in another spot, and not by Canada Bread, but I forget the name of it right now. But you got these big corporations that are paying their employees. Well, the employees get kind of shit. It's the people that are sitting in the office of these places that are making the most money. The head baker might be making $20 an hour, but the people up in the office and fucking saying that I need this amount of money to live on every month, or I'm not coming to work for you. Well, that amount of money is a lot of money. Nowadays, if you're not making $1,000 a week before taxes, or even after taxes, but if you're not making at least $1,000 a week, you're pretty much getting ready to go into the hole, unless you're a single person. Now, but again, we're not talking single here. We do have a lot of single people in Canada, but the fact of the matter is we have a lot of families that are using soup kitchens, that are using food banks, and kids are still going to school hungry. And then they wonder why our education system is bad, because we can't afford to feed their kids to send them to school, so that get that indoctrinated system and start teaching them doing homeschool. And I believe that everybody in Canada and the United States, when they're in high school, should learn the Constitution of their country straight up. If they start learning something else, like be a cop, be a lawyer, be an asshole, whatever, but at least they know the fundamentals of the law now. They know the Charter of Rights. They know the statute of limitations, and they know their amendments. So whether you're in the States or Canada, these should be taught in high school. You go to become a cop, now you know already that you can't be doing certain shit because you were taught the basics of law. When you go to here in Canada, here on the East Coast anyways, they use Olton College for all emergency responders, your fire college. The RCMP are trained separately. They're trained by the military. So they're a little bit different. So, and they got like maybe 2 more months of experience. But when you got people that are going from high school into college and not knowing their rights, you have a police force that we have today. But if you have those rights and responsibilities in your amendments, your Constitution, taught, and it would make for a little bit more civilized world, and we might actually have a civilized police force, and we might actually get a civilized government. But until we start doing that, we need to pull our kids out of school and we have to teach them ourselves. We need to do this at home, because when you send those kids to school, what's the first thing that happens? Let me do this here. Where is it? The first thing the kids have to do is this. No, it says how heavily medicated. When has this become acceptable, folks? When has this become a law that you have to wear this? We passed a law where women can walk around without their fucking shirts on in certain areas of the city. Remember when Toronto went topless? We had the squeegee girls. You can go around topless, but now we have to wear these across our face, but her tits can be hanging out. How is that that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. 3 years ago, if you wore this walking down the street in Toronto, you'd be charged for wearing it in public. Now, if you don't wear it, you're fucking run down, beat up, thrown in the back of a cruiser or a paddy wagon, and then given an $880 ticket and then sent on your way after they kick the shit out of you, of course, and everything. And for not wearing one. That's how bad our society's gotten in just 2.5 years. So if that's the way that you guys want to live, then by all means, just sit back, relax, and just watch it happen. Or if you're tired, buddy, take your neighbor, your kids, teach your kids the Constitution, and stand up for your rights. We live in a free society. We should be able to travel. So if this is getting to you, then please let me know. I may even start a petition to see if I can get how many people will sign a petition to have Justin Trudeau doing something. Then we're going to lose it all. You know, one little prick is all it takes to get that going. And I don't mean the little prick in the needle. No. And I don't mean that little prick Justin Trudeau. I mean every little thing that we do. And you multiply it every day, double it, double it, double it. You'll have $1 million in less than a year. If we take people from across the country and we go to our friend and we get them to stand up with us. Now, instead of just you friends, get 2 more friends, and their friends get 2 more friends. And they, if we can keep doing that, we will have the country within a year. We will have our country back within a year. But we all have to stand up. We can't just think that, oh, well, you guys do that and let me know how it turns out. That's not how life goes. You have to stand up and fight. And if we don't, we're going to lose it all. Again, we are going to become China or Cuba. We will become a communist country, especially if we keep Justin Trudeau here. So stand up, record. Make sure that you spread the word to your neighbors. If you're going to do any research, make sure that you research on your vaccine first. Make sure that you get a well-informed decision before you do or don't do. And just let people know around you that you care about them and that you care about their rights and you care about your own rights. And if we can keep that up, we will take back our country. We will prevail. We will not turn into another Australia. That's right, Newt. If everyone waits for the masses to change, nothing ever will change. So that's why we all need to grab life by the balls right now. We all need to stand up. And we need to go to our neighbors and get them to stand up. And we need to take back our country. If not, like I said, welcome to China. What else can I say? Like, we are a country that we're a very polite country. But be the change you want to see and lead by example. It's the only way. And I'm trying. I really am trying to lead by example. That's why I'm trying to get as many people as I can to get out there. And, we need to fight. Whether you're doing what I'm doing right now and putting it out there on the internet and voicing your opinion and letting the government know that you don't want this, people will see it. Whether it's only a couple of people in your neighborhood, but I guarantee you that if you put the message out there, people will watch it. They will listen to you. I've been on here for 2 hours and 45 minutes. I got 17 thumbs up. So I know that at least 17 people have already checked this out and like what I'm saying. Now, does that mean that they share this? I don't know. I can't tell. I really hope that they share the hell out of them. Like, share, and subscribe, folks. Like, share, and subscribe. With that, I'm out of here. Have a great night.